Yeah, basically the tour guide just informed us that when this was built 600 years ago, or in 1400s, that there were 400 million people in China. We don't think that's really physically possible. We don't think there were that many people in the world back then. Possibly 4 million. My friend Manny thinks that she meant 4 million. But she's got a couple extra zeros in there. That's why she's a tour guide and not an accountant. Her VAT returns would be seriously wrong.
Yeah,
yes. Her clients wouldn't be happy.
It makes the bottom line look good.
Her clients wouldn't be too happy with her VAT returns if she were an accountant, I don't think. So we're going
to check on Google later or something.
Yeah. Well, the population
that 1.4 billion now. 600 years ago, could it have been 400 million?
Well, no. It wouldn't have just risen by 3 times over that, 3.5 times over all that space. It would rise 3.5 times over the course of 100 years.
Yes. Maybe 40.
40 is possible, or even 4. I mean, Manny thinks it's only 4.
Really?
That's probably too conservative.
Yeah, if it's got a 4 at the beginning, I would say 40 is probably the...
Better than 4, yeah. If we're talking about the 1400. Yeah. I mean, Europe had about 12 million people in it then.
Right. So if Europe had 12 million, China, could it have had 40?
Yeah, possibly.
Probably, yeah, that's possible. Yeah. I think most of them were kept up in here, to be honest.
There were Mongols on the outside telling them...
I quite like the idea that he clearly thought it would be too extravagant to have 10,000 rooms, so decided to chop half of one off to keep it below.
We brought some Mongolians in with us today, of course, but thankfully they're not wrecking the place.
I'm sure she's wrong about that piece of wall that we walked out where the toilets were as well, because you can clearly tell that some part of that wall had come down and been re-put back up, because the whole way it had been put together was completely different.
Ну как?
Так, нормально.
Да.
Да.
Сегодня вы, как монгольский человек, можете сюда без того, чтобы бороться. Это хорошо. Когда-то вы хотели это взять, было трудно, а теперь можно войти. Не успели взять, а уже сегодня можно войти. За $4. $4? Ну, туристам. А нам было намного больше, потому что у нас есть вот этот, как это по-русски, не переводчик, но как это сказать, человек, который везет нас сюда и так далее. So there we go. That looks like the place on Mulan where these guys were getting beaten off by Mulan and the others. The most important building within the whole Forbidden City. It says Peggy Sue Gu.
So that was the front hall for the emperor and the state affairs inside this building. So the name of this building is
Supreme Harmony Palace.
So in the Ming Dynasty, they never done much. 24 handle the state affairs inside this building. So because the very good feng shui, so Ming Dynasty lasted about 300 years. Qing Dynasty lasted about 276 years. So in Chinese history, they are lasted very long. Yeah. So this yard, without any tree, just for the officials standing outside. So this area, west part, military officials, east part, civil servants standing outside. So many officials. You can see on the ground, we can see paved by some square stones. So different rank officials, they stood on different places. So there are something looks like a small.
You got that?
mountain.
That's where
We'll put on
the officials had to stand on the
side.
stones.
Then just indicate the place for the officials. Okay, and there is a meridian line paved by the marbles. So we call that marble road or dragon road, just for the emperor going on side. And we can see the stone carving in the middle. And east stairs for the higher rank officials. West steps for the imperial family relations, always princes, because this area was forbidden for ladies. And both sides for the lower rank officials, lower than third rank. So military officials go through the west stairs. Civil servants go upstairs on the east part. Okay, if you want to take pictures.
No women allowed in this area?
Yes, because this area just for the
I think she
emperor
means no.
handling the state affairs. In the
There were no ladies in this bit,
society,
it was men only.
Ladies were forbidden to touch
But
that
what about
part.
his wives?
Living inside. After a while, we can see that. And under yeah, behind.
Behind.
And we can have
Women were behind.
totaling 15 layers. One layer lengthwise, one layer crosswise, paved by the bricks. Could you guess why?
15 layers
So many
cross-hatched
bricks.
bricks. Earthquakes?
So just now we saw the wall was very high. Nobody could fly inside. But the emperor was afraid maybe somebody dig the tunnel.
Ah,
inside
digging
the
through.
palace.
Stopping
so if
people
the
from tunneling in.
just made of soil, it's very difficult.
These
It's
Mongolians
very
could have
easy, but
got in,
paved
these-
by so many bricks, so many layers, so that's more difficult. Okay.
Obviously had a persecution.
It's not paranoia if they're really out to get you.
Which I'm sure they wouldn't be.
Yes, the upside, the downside risk was only losing your head, yeah? Whereas the upside risk was, you could have been rich. I mean, you're going to die anyway, right? The upside is much bigger because you can become emperor.
Yes. But do you know how they changed from one dynasty to another?
Not quite sure.
I'll have to do some reading up.
I expect they probably killed the old one and then took over. That's the usual way with human beings, isn't it? I think I learned that the first time one king had given, or one ruler of a state had given freely power to another without him deciding to do it but doing it peacefully was when the second president of the United States took over from the first one. That's what they told us in Philadelphia anyway. But then they would, wouldn't they?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, I like the samovar. This reminds me of Mulan. Have you seen that cartoon?
No.
You must have watched it with your kids.
No.
They didn't get it?
My children are 42 and 44.
Never. Well, they were. Well, Mulan wasn't around when they were kids.
No,
Probably.
no, but
Well,
children
grandchildren
might,
maybe then.
grandchildren might watch it.
Okay. It all comes to a head with them fighting the Mongolians here. There's the samovar. There's another one. No shortage of tea anyway.
And you had dragon tea as well.
What, oolong?
No, well, it was called dragon tea.
Yeah.
I don't think we ordered last one.
You didn't like it?
No.
Or what was it like? What was it like?
Very, very bitter.
Ah. I don't think it was oolong then. The oolong is quite pleasant.
It didn't say what type.
Well, oolong, well, oo is like a, I don't know which meaning of oo it's supposed to be, but oo either means a co or black or Ukrainian, and long means dragon. So either it means Ukrainian dragon tea or black dragon tea, or crow dragon tree.
It was very pale, the tea.
Yeah. But did it have like big leaves in it?
I didn't look in
That
the
stay
pot.
in the, oh you didn't? Okay.
No, I should have done really.
Looking in the pot's always quite fun in China. So, big Thai, and then her, something. So, supreme, harmony, something.
When you get there yourself.
Thai, her, Thai, her, Thai, her, and then a third I don't know.
Clever people
I have to
always
find a
say,
Chinese person to help me with that. Okay.
5 minutes. Go there, have a look, then come back here.
Just Thai, her,
和店
Dian.
太和店
Thai, her, Dian.
The
Thank you very
name
much.
of this building.
And Dian means
Hall.
falls. Okay, great. Like Fan Dian. Like Fan Dian. Okay. She's nodding. But it looks like the older version of the character. Right. So, this is more of a film event than a photography event, even though there's. I want some of this supreme harmony. Rather dark, not an awful lot to be seen in there, but never mind. That's the place. It's like Sinus Hall in Philadelphia. You can look at it, but you can't muck about in it. You can't actually. Well, that guy's gone in, but he's a curator. So I'll turn it off and see if I can make a couple of normal photos, still ones.